Hi, welcome everybody, it's Mike Newton down here at Lytham Golf Academy. We've got a really exciting driver head-to-head test here with the new Cobra King F9 SpeedBack driver. Seen some very good results through that on my review, and I'm going to put it up against the supercomputer designed Callaway Epic Flash, but in the Sub-Zero version. So two drivers here with I've got the heavyweights in the front section, so that's one of the reasons why I've picked Sub-Zero to go against it. Against the Cobra, and I'm going to put them head-to-head, GC2 HMT. I'm going to compare some numbers through ball speed, which will be an interesting one, as well as spin numbers and obviously total distance, but also a little bit of dispersion as well. So just before we jump into the video, if you're enjoying the content I'm putting out there and you haven't subscribed, then please smash that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, get notifications of any future videos. Completely free to do. You're just going to be one of the very first ones to watch the videos as they land on my channel. Also hook up on my social media platforms, both Instagram and Twitter, and the handles there are at MN Golf Coach. So early in 2019, we've seen some big releases from the big brands in golf, and the theme is all around speed, you know, ball speed and sort of club head speed, really, in terms of just getting that ball out there as far as possible. So these are two sort of big brands. We've seen some really good sort of results through my reviews of these clubs. Very different price points. Obviously the Cobra's coming in at the moment as we're talking here, £349 for the driver, and the Callaway Epic Flash is coming in around the £479 mark. For Epic Flash. So very different price points, but both packing a lot of technology. A little bit different, but both packing a lot of technology. So it'll be interesting to see as a price comparison in terms of the value for money that we may sort of see in terms of the results. So I'm going to start off with the Epic Flash Sub-Zero. So this is obviously the one with the weight in the front, as well as that adjustable weight in that back section. Got both these drivers set in 9 degree and both in exactly the same shaft, so very fair comparison. Okay, that's a nice strike and a nice opening shot there for the Sub-Zero. Felt really nice off the face. Quite a loud, explosive sound. A bit of a higher pitch, sort of tinnier sort of sound to that, but producing some decent ball speed. That was 164.5 ball speed, which is pretty good. So a bit of technology. I've said I've done more of this in my review, but you can go and check that out. But obviously we've still got jailbreak in there. Big talking point is the Flash face. So obviously supercomputer designing 15,000 prototypes to get to this particular design. Carbon on the top, as we expect, and obviously we've got that little bit of adjustability in that weight in that back section. Just pushing that up that right hand side, but super strikes there. Really nice ball flight. That's a long one there. That was a very good hit. I could sort of see that through its flight there. Go 318. That's a big hit there from the Sub-Zero. And that ball speed was 164.3. Again, just struck that higher up the face compared to that first one. That's when I just dropped that spin. There's that little bit of release of distance. Yeah, that's absolutely gorgeous. Love that ball flight. Looks really strong. Some big hits in there. That's trundling over that 300 mark, getting to 309. Very powerful. Pretty loud on that sound. A lot will like that. Maybe a little bit loud for me, but ball flight wise, really strong. Some good hits. So there's 6 shots hit with the Epic Flash Sub-Zero. So we're going to move into the F9 now. Okay, so Epic Flash was performing pretty good there with some good ball speed. So Cobra is up against it a little bit here. So as I said, I've got this set with that heavy 14 gram weight at the front of the head, which I tend to get my better numbers from. Set at 9 degree, as I did with the Epic, neutral face setting. Same shaft, again, as I had in Epic. So very similar on that performance in terms of the setup. So let's get this first one hit. So F9 sat down behind ball looks lovely. A little bit of detail on that top section, but nice sort of blacked out head. Looks really nice. Let's get this first one hit. That felt really nice. Just again, slightly up that right hand side, a bit like I did with Epic to start off with. But that felt really nice off the club face. Yeah, so that just didn't quite get out there as far, just spun up a bit. That was just over 3,000 spin there, which I was quite surprised with. It felt a pretty good strike, to be honest. Ball speed was good, it was right up there with the flash, but obviously dropped a bit of that distance purely through that, that spin number there. That's better, that's a powerful flight. Looks great through the air there, very accurate. There we go, that's a bit more like it. Yeah, 312, so 160, yeah, 165 ball speed, and that spun about 2,200, so very different spin number there, just a slightly different strike location, just a little bit higher up in that club face, makes a big difference, that spin, obviously, than that distance. Now the feel of that off the club face, the sound is very different, and I much prefer the sound of the Cobra, a little bit more muted there, not quite as loud as the Callaway, and it just feels a little bit softer off the club face. It feels like the ball's staying on the face a little bit longer. It probably, you know, it probably isn't, but to me it just feels a bit soft. It feels like the ball's just staying on the club face a little bit longer against that that Callaway. Okay, hit a few more shots, and then we'll go and look at some numbers. Right, I need to show you this one. This was a really nice strike and a big carry distance there, nearly carrying that up to 300 and running out at 322. That feels absolutely gorgeous. Lovely sound, lovely feel to that golf club. And that was quite a nice accurate shot. Not one of the longest out of all those I've hit there, 297, but feels really, really good. So, okay, let's go look at some numbers, a little bit more depth between the Epic Flash Sub-Zero and the King Cobra F9 SpeedBack. Right, let's look at some numbers. So I've got Epic Flash on top, SpeedBack at the bottom. So club head speed, we can see I was 0.5 of a mile an hour quicker with SpeedBack, possibly a little bit of that aerodynamics as per the name, probably giving me that over those 6 shots I've hit. So ball speed wise was 0.1 of a mile an hour quicker with F9, so pretty much the same. But both in a really good speed number, both at 167, which is pretty quick for me. So smash is coming out the same. Launch is very, very similar, just a touch lower with the F9, just a couple of lower ones towards the end there. Spin number 2531 with the Sub-Zero, and we see 2713, so a little bit higher spin there. That last one let me down there, you see where I dropped off that little bit, and the first one as well. Again, my strike will always just change those numbers, but looking at it as an average over those 6 shots with each club, 2.5 against 2.7, so just spin a little bit less with that Sub-Zero, peaking out just a yard less because of that, descending in the same, but carry distance is only 3 yards in it, and 5 yards total distance with the Sub-Zero just taking it on that front. So the other aspect to look at is the offline, so averaging there at 4 yards offline and 1 yard offline with the F9. Looking at the bigger misses, so Sub-Zero had a 25 yard to the right and a 29 to the left. Callaway, sorry, the F9, I had 21 left and 23 right. So little bit more accurate on the F9 than the Epic, but not a lot in it, to be honest. And there's the dispersion ring, so you can see the larger white one was the Epic, the smaller yellow one was the F9. So just a few longer shots with the Epic there, but a little bit tighter dispersion with the F9. Right guys, so there we go. There's two sort of, I would call the heavyweights of the 2019 driver launches with the Cobra F9 SpeedBack and the Callaway Epic Flash Sub-Zero. As I said before, two very different price points. So I think when you look at those numbers, both performing really, really well. Yes, I could probably say if I could get those spin numbers down a little bit, probably on both of those to be honest, I will get a little bit more yardage out of it. Accuracy wise, then maybe the F9 just edging it. Look wise, it's probably even for me personally. I like look of both of these drivers. They're very much in my eye of what I like to look at. Sound-wise, definitely for me the SpeedBack, that's just a little bit higher pitched with that epic flash. It's not a bad noise, to be honest. I'll probably get used to that, but I do like that more muted sort of sound. So, and that, we relate that a little bit with the feel, and probably with the two there, I probably feel it feels a little bit better with the F9 in terms of just coming off that club face. The epic flash does feel hotter off the face, I've got to admit. But I like that slightly softer feel coming off the club face with the F9. So, you know, if I'm going to have to choose between those two, and I'm going to take the price into account here, because you guys are going to, obviously, you're the ones who are getting your wallets out here and spending the money. So I think value-wise, you know, the F9's got to win, hasn't it? You know, 349 against possibly 479. It's a big chunk of money. It's £120 there. Is there £120 worth of performance better? Enhancing, really, in a way. Dispersion, yeah. Sound and feel, yeah. Distance, no. But it's still a very good performance, very similar performing driver, isn't it? So again, it's got to be down to you guys to go and decide how much you want to spend on a driver. And ultimately, my message to you, as always, is go and get fitted. There's a lot of options here. If it's not dialed in right for you, it might not perform, you know, and if you've got to get it dialed in right, then check out that sort of performance. Okay, post your comments down below. I'd love to know your thoughts between these two drivers. The price difference, obviously, I think is going to make an influence there. Performance-wise, both very good. So I'd love to hear your thoughts as always. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, then make sure you do. Smash the like button, share the video around, follow my social media platforms, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.